everyone, and welcome to August 1st General Hospital Recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Also, me and Cassie have been filming pretty regular videos and putting them up once a week. And I also put up the first video in a new series I'm doing that's going to go up every first Saturday of the month called Unsolved Enigmas. It's my version of true crime. So let's get right to it. At Ava's, Julian comes back. Ava tells him about Sam and how she was acting and that she was trash-talking Sonny. He asks more about Sam. Ava doesn't have much more details. He tells her Sam is sick, she's in the hospital, she might be dying, so that's why she was so nice to you. That was me. He wouldn't say that. He's too nice. I'm not. She has toxoplasmosis, which is an infection she got when Olivia pushed her off the bridge into the embankment. Ava says that she did seem fragile and anxious and determined, feverish even, and angry with Sonny. She had a lot of emotions going on there. She gave a weird pep talk, almost encouraging Ava to destroy Sonny. At the floating room, Curtis runs into Finn. He calls Hayden his fiance, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so happy, but also so devastated. Curtis congratulates him. He says Hayden wound up asking him somehow. He was going to ask her, but she beat him to it. Curtis recounts his first meeting with Hayden, that she was a hot mess, but then she turned it all around. So Finn appreciates Curtis being in the picture before he was. Curtis warns that happiness will not protect him from a relapse, so he does have to continue to work on himself. The need to use will fade from a scream to an echo. The trick is to constantly, to fight it off. Curtis's echo is under control for now. Finn asks what's going on. So he says his past got unearthed, aka Aunt Stella, and it ripped he and Jordan apart. Finn asks if maybe Stella has a subconscious motive to manipulate him, whether or not she realizes it. And Curtis is like, no, being with Jordan it makes her sick. And Finn is like, no, that wouldn't make her sick. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Stress, okay, yeah, but her body was already under siege. And Curtis says the circumstances caused that stress. And Finn says if he wants to be with Jordan, he should be. Because him being with Jordan is not going to make Stella any sicker. At the Hayden house, Hayden asks why Jared's here. He says he got out early from jail. He thought taking the fall for her would save their marriage. And she says it's over. And he's like, no, it's not. Jared is happy for her, legit. But he feels bad for the doctor she's with. She says everyone knows her past, they don't care. And he says, oh, they will. And she owes him for what he did. He wants his money. She doesn't have it anymore. She has nothing for him, and she wishes she could give him what he wanted. Hayden, okay, so here's the situation. Don't be shocked over there. Hayden was drunk driving one night, the night that she made the whole scene in the country club. She got into the car drunk and started driving, and she hit a girl and her dog, and who crashed against a tree. And the girl, it doesn't seem like the girl actually died. We'll get to that a little later. No word on what happened to the dog. And he will not accept that him doing time for her crime was all for nothing. So she says he's the one who took the fall. He did it to make her owe him. She didn't ask him to do anything for her. She did not ask him to do this. She would have done the time if he hadn't done what he did. So Jared threatens to tell Dr. Fiance. And honestly, yeah, Jared's a jerk, but Dr. Fiance is an adorable name, and I will be using it. So he's going to tell Dr. Fiance that there's a paralyzed girl out there because of her, and he leaves, and then Hayden collapses on the floor crying. So Finn comes back, and Hayden says they need to talk, but he has a plan right now. He uses an onion ring to properly propose to her, and then he puts the onion ring on her finger. It's like one of those tiny ones that's wrapped a few times, so it would definitely fit. If it was that big of an onion ring, that would almost be insulting, because it'd be like an engagement bracelet. So they forgive each other for their mistakes, but he doesn't know, apparently, this part of her life. None of us did, because they contrived it to make it, so we wouldn't miss her as much when they kicked her off. But I'm not buying into that. I know they want me to have these feel. See, I can't. Okay, I should say these for the end, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say it now. I can't really feel feelings about this whole Hayden drunk driving, paralyzing a girl thing, because it's it came out of left field, so that when she leaves the show, I guess our pain won't be as much, or there'll be friction, so she'll leave so I can't, it's hard for me to feel anything about this storyline, because I don't want to play into the you know, the micro stuff of it. You know what I mean? Probably not, because I can't articulate it, but you know, my movements, you know, it's just kind of like that. I can't put it into words, but it's like that. She's strong and beautiful and kind, and he officially asks her to marry him. At General Hospital, Jordan and Dante meet up. They're going to head to Garvey. Jordan says forensics is testing hair they found in the trunk, but the case when it comes to Sonny's disappearance is going to all be circumstantial. So they can really tie to Spencer, but when it comes to Sonny and his disappearance, they're like, they have nothing. Carly is in Garvey's room. She says she knows Sonny figured out it was a trap, but Garvey says that Sonny's dead, and Carly says maybe he's hurt or left somewhere. Like, Carly knows he's not dead. She's been on the show long enough. She knows he's not dead. So she tells him Sonny's people can get to him if she can, and they'll be a lot more persuasive, but it'll be a lot more painful when he does eventually crack. So the Dante comes in and is like, Carly, what you doing? And Carly storms out, and it's like, Garvey, he thinks he's all safe because Dante kicked him out, but you do not have friends here. You do not have friends here at all. Dante is a detective, but he's also Sonny Corinthos' son. Oh my goodness, what are the chances of that, Garvey? He could put a guard outside, or think it's unnecessary. Cooperate and stay safe, don't, and we'll see. Dante says they know he took the boy. He's going to go to prison for that. If he cooperates, Dante can make sure he gets into a better place, and then Garvey flatlines because he is a drama queen. So he's bleeding internally, apparently. And no more questions until tomorrow, which might be too late. Come on, doctors, what you doing? Steve Reeves would not approve of this. Actually, he probably would. Actually, I don't know. I miss him. Hashtag bring him back somehow. I don't care. Carly tells Jordan Michael has confirmed Sonny is still missing. Carly isn't buying Jordan's dedication to finding Sonny, though, because of how, you know, how much friction there's been in the past. Him being a criminal, Jordan being the police commissioner. It just, as you can imagine, sometimes there's disagreements there. Jordan says Sonny is a resident of Port Charles, and he was good to TJ when TJ needed someone, so this is personal to her, and she is taking it very seriously. So they're okay. Dante comes back and tells her about Garvey, and he tells her to go home. Jordan goes over footage with Dante. They're able to narrow down the search for Sonny, and she's sending Dante home for some rest too, and then Curtis finds Jordan. At Sonny's, Joss comes over looking for Carly. Michael tells her about Garvey and how Sonny is missing, and then Nell's there, by the way. So Jocelyn feels horrible. She's been so horrible, and the thoughts she's had about Sonny, and Michael says Sonny would be the first to forgive her, so don't blame herself, this, that, and the other thing. Carly comes back, and Jocelyn apologizes for being so unfair. At the distillery, oh, I saved this episode because I want you to see this. Sonny is visited by Stone. I know. I never saw him on the show. I never saw... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I saw him on the show once when Robin fell down that hole when Lisa Niles pushed her down. Wait a second. I'm sensing a pattern here to when Stone comes back. When people he loves fall in a pit, Stone will come and help them through it. So Sonny's visited by Stone, and I'm excited to see him because, again, limited amount of time I've ever seen him on screen. Sonny can stand up. They talk. Stone says he had a great life, and a lot of it because of Sonny, and Sonny wishes he could have saved him, and it wasn't fair. Stone says it's not about the length of a life, it's about what you do with it, and he says it's up to Sonny whether or not he dies right now. And Sonny's like, you know, I faced death before, but he chose to stay and fight, and Sonny says it's different. He's not afraid. He's with Stone, and if Sonny goes with Stone right now, he'll get to see Morgan. Sonny tells Stone about Morgan and how he grew up and got a lot more volatile. He was bipolar. He thought it would destroy Morgan, but he was so strong. He fought his demons and won, and then he died, and it wasn't fair. And Sonny has been trying to figure out how to live in a world without him, and maybe he should stop. So Stone asks if he's sure this is what he wants. You know, what about his other kids and Avery? She won't remember Morgan or him, and she'll only hear stories that'll poison his memory. He says she'll be better off without him, safer than the pain he caused his other kids. And Stone says if that's true, then they can go right now. So Sonny isn't ready. He can't leave his wife and kids. He has to go back. Stone fought so hard for his life, and he has to show him the way out of this pit. And Sonny says he's been trying for hours. Sonny kept saying the walls are closing in, and I had totally forgotten about the claustrophobia. Like, it totally had kind of went out of my mind. So this is, yeah, even more horrible. So Stone tells him to close his eyes. He puts his arms out. He can't feel the walls. So and Stone's like, you're not locked in the closet anymore. You have space here. You're okay. Freedom is above him. It's not easy, but he needs to fight, and he can do it. And then Stone is gone. And now end scene. Sonny wakes up for real. He gets up and he looks at the top, and he's determined. Jordan and Curtis talk. Jordan's glad Stella's better. She has to get back to work, and like maybe Curtis could join the search because he's friends with Jason, and Jason's friends with Sonny, so it kind of makes sense. Hayden is being held back by her mistakes. Finn says to look all the things they fought through, disease, addiction, Tracy. It can only get easier, and she says yes. And like, I'm so happy, but I'm also so devastated. Like, I'm trying to just enjoy the time we have left with her, but it's hard. Carly tells Jocelyn Sonny deserved everything Jocelyn put him through, and Sonny knows it too, and she can go right back to it when they find him. And Nell tells Carly she's here if she needs anything, but she will leave now. Dante comes in and says they were able to narrow the search. Carly asks them all to say a prayer for Sonny, and Jocelyn asks Nell to stay for this as the person who saved her life, and Carly's going to say one of Sonny's favorites. As Carly is saying the prayer, Sonny starts climbing out. He's climbing on the barrels. He's in pain, but he's fighting. He tries to stand, and he does it, but can he get out? And that is where we leave off for the first. So I will get right to you with the second, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.